Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show as usual. And in this part of the Cricket Happening Show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview the test series between India and Australia, which is going to kick off. As you know, it is the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and it is going to be kick off on 22nd of February 2013. So I will be doing a short preview of the test series. I'll be covering, I'll be just going in detail. I think this Cricket Happening Show is totally going to concentrate on this key series which is coming up between Dhoni's men and Michael Clarke's men. So we'll talk about that, and also I would just cast an eye on the on the third and final test match which is coming up between South Africa and Pakistan, where Pakistan are the ones under real pressure because it is going to be a pacy and bouncy pitch, and South Africa once again would have a chance to make a clean sweep of the series like what they did to New Zealand. Whether they will do that, so I will just probably touch on that, because as I said, my whole concentration today is going to be on the India Australia Test series, which is such a mouth-watering series which is coming up. And also on 22nd of February we have one more match which is coming up, and that is between West Indies and Zimbabwe. As you know, Zimbabwe are in West Indies right now, and they'll be playing the first one-day international. So I don't have much time to talk about that, but my Cricket Happening Show today is solely going to be covering the India-Australia Test series, just looking at that, like how things are going to pan out there. Now, as far as India and Australia is concerned, the first thing that I would like to talk about is that this is the, as you know, this is the Border Gavaskar Trophy. And if you look at the team composition, well, India definitely have the home advantage, spin. There's a lot of hype going on whether India is going to have turning wickets. We saw how the Australian batsmen struggled in the tour matches there, giving away the wickets to all the spinners, lesser known spinners, I would say. Now for India, this series, for Australia, it is going to be a real test, because one is that I'm sure Michael Clarke is on a mission, because we have had a lot of captains coming and captaining Australia and actually coming and playing against India, and always defeating India in India is pretty difficult. But what England showed with their spinners Graham Swan and Monty Panesar is that even if you have turning tracks and they have world-class spinners, then India could also be tamed in their own land. But for Australia, they don't have any world-class spinner right now, so that is something that Australia would look at. And precisely Michael Clarke, the Australian captain, has already sounded that, saying that what England did to India is not something that he will read into, because he says Australia play a different brand of cricket. I would definitely agree with Michael Clarke on that. Now, looking at both the teams here, as you know, India is also going through a rebuilding phase here, because they don't have, there is no Rahul Dravid, there's no VVS Lakshman. Now for Australia, if you look at it, Ricky Ponting has retired, Michael Hussey has retired. So I would say it's even Stevens as far as batting is concerned. So as Australia are concerned, their experience is something lacking. If you look at the team composition, the team, Michael Clarke is the captain who has tons of experience, and the other one who could be really talked about with lots of experience is Shane Watson, who has really good knowledge of the grounds in India, and he knows what can be expected. Now, if you look at that, let's look at the pace bowling department. If you look at the pace bowling department, what you are looking at is India. One is probably thinking that India is going to have a lot of turning tracks for sure. So they are going to go with a four-pronged spin attack probably, because Ravichandran Ashwin, Harbhajan Singh will be playing his 100th test match, so that would be great for him, Pragyan Oja, and then whether India will go for Ravindra Jadeja or Ajinkya Rahane, that remains to question. But if you look at the Australian spinners, now one thing that it will be in India's favour is that the Indian spinners would be absolutely buoyed up. One is because this is going to be a very turning track for sure, the Chennai chepauk pitch, and I'm told the test match is played in Chennai after a gap of almost 4 years, because 2008 was the last when actually India played a test against England, and I'm sure the track is going to train. There's not going to be any grass on this pitch in chepauk, and we are going to see definite turns, no doubt about that. For India, well, they would be fancying their chances, the reason being that Australia don't have any world-class spinner in the way they had, like England had, like Monty Panesar and Graham Swan. So that is something which will work in India's favour. Now, how the spinners bowl, that is going to be very important. Harbhajan Singh always has had a nice time against Australia, so he would like to really get back into form. It is going to be playing his 100th test, so he would like to add this. He would like to take wickets under his bag and make it a very, very significant test for him for sure. As far as Australia are concerned, now look at Australia. Now Australia, what they are having, they have Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon, I wouldn't call him a world-class spinner right now, but he's a very good spinner. He's a good loop. He flights the ball very well. He could lure the batsmen to their doom. He could do that. But when again, it doesn't have any support. If you look, Michael Clarke himself has to actually go and wheel his arm over, or probably he has to rely on David Warner to bowl his leg spinners. So as far as India is concerned, I think India is pretty well stocked as far as the spin department is concerned. But Australia, I think they are looking a bit weak over here. Now let's look at the batting. If you look at the batting, what is going to be Virendra Sehwag? There's no Gautam Gambhir. Now Gautam Gambhir and Virendra Sehwag were automatic choices, but now Gautam Gambhir has been from, but he definitely hit form as an Australia captain by getting a century under his belt. But that did not. That stays. He has to still probably has to really fight his place into the team. So Virendra Sehwag. Now Virendra Sehwag, what one is going to see is that Virendra Sehwag, whether one is going to see a bespectacled Virendra Sehwag, because the other day in the nets, Virendra Sehwag was actually playing with glasses on. So whether Virendra Sehwag, are you going to see a new Virendra Sehwag against Australia, a bespectacled Virendra Sehwag? So that remains to be seen. He would definitely opening up with Murali Vijay. I think that's the right way to go, because Murali Vijay is more experienced. Instead of giving Shikhar Dhawan absolutely into the firing line right away, probably I think that is the right decision. Cheteshwar Pujara, who got tons of runs against England, is a wonderful batsman. Is a real talent to emerge after Rahul Dravid and Lakshman, I would say. And Cheteshwar Pujara would like to really get those innings that he started off against England and later on petered out. But Cheteshwar Pujara would like to really put his best foot forward against the Australians. Sachin Tendulkar, now that's a very interesting thing. It is going to be very interesting to see how Sachin Tendulkar shapes up, because Sachin Tendulkar has been fallible against pace. One has seen that his reflexes have become weak. Now whereas Sachin Tendulkar, I reckon this should be probably his last battle against Australia, because the reason being, Sachin Tendulkar, it's a long time since he has scored a century. Probably in 2012 he didn't have a single century. 2011 was the last time Sachin Tendulkar scored a century. So that would be in favor of Australia, but I'm sure he would like to really get it on and change the equation totally. Virat Kohli, what a wonderful and talented player he is. He's touted as the future Indian captain, no doubt about that, if he can keep his temper in check. And Virat Kohli is a wonderful batsman, he's a wonderful fielder, and as far as batting is concerned, as I said, he's sheer talent coming in from India. But he didn't have a good time against England, but I'm sure against Australia he would be definitely pulling up his socks there. As far as the bowling department is concerned, we already discussed about it. Lots of variety. Now look at and the Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain who's going to lead the team. If you look at both the teams have some very intelligent captains. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is one intelligent captain, and he's going to rival the other Australian captain, who is also very intelligent captain. He knows when to make his moves. So that, I think, it is going to be a good battle of scheming things between Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Michael Clarke. And both of them are good batsmen, but Michael Clarke is the one who is most experienced and most accomplished, in the sense he has got lots of runs under his belt. He has been having a great year in 2012, so he would definitely like to translate that performance. And Mahendra Singh Dhoni also would like to rule with the bat. He did pretty well in the one-day internationals against England. Now look at the pace department. Looking at the pace department, I thought India is having a real weak link there. Ishan Sharma is the only prime strike bowler. Now, who is going to share the new ball with Ishan Sharma? So that is going to be an interesting question, whether it is going to be Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, because after that it's only spinners. You can see only the spinners. So that is not something that India is strong on. And I think in a test match you definitely need to have two new ball bowlers. I mean, anyone starting with a red cherry, we need two good new ball bowlers. But that is not the case. If you look at the team composition, out of the 11, Ishan Sharma is the one who's going to be the prime strike bowler. It's very sad that Zahir Khan has lost his nip as a prime strike bowler, so that is not good news for India. So India, I think, are pretty weak in the pace department. Look at Australia. I'm sure they are banking on their pace, because they have some very good pace bowlers, but whether they would be able to extract life out of this, dead pitch here. Peter Siddle, Mitchell Stark, who is in tremendous form, James Pattinson comes back, making a comeback to the team, and whether they are the ones who would be in a position to extract life out of this lifeless track in chepauk, that remains to be seen. And looking at the Australian batting, well, Australia, one thing I'll tell you, one thing in India's favour here is that Australia, there are a lot of players from Australia who are actually playing against India in India for the first time, like Ed Cowan, Phil Hughes, they're all playing for the first time. Matthew Wade, the wicketkeeper, Moises Henriques, the Portugal-born Australian all-rounder, would make his debut. Now, what is going to be the Australia's game plan? Well, Mickey Arthur, the coach, has suggested that Australia will be pretty aggressive, but whether this aggression, how long this aggression will last long, or whether it will bring effective results, because India definitely have some world-class spinners in Harbhajan Singh. Ashwin Sharma is a wonderful bowler. Pragyan Ojha showed what he can do against England, and then they have Ravindra Jadeja. So I think it is going to be a real battle. Australia also look to be a bit weak as far as the batting is concerned, because they don't have much experience in that, but it's sure that the burden will be falling on number 4 batsman Shane Watson and Michael Clarke, the Australian captain. So we have a great game coming up, according to me, as far as chepauk in Chennai is concerned. The first test match of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, which is going to be played at Chennai, coming up shortly. So so basically I'm going to just stop at that. So that is as far as the preview of the India versus Australia first test match is concerned, which is coming up. And also we have one more test match which is coming up tomorrow, and that is between South Africa and Pakistan. As you know, Pakistan are already 2 down, and South Africa getting a chance here to actually clean sweep the series. Why not? And this is a perfect South African strip, I would say, because the fast bowlers really enjoy bowling at Centurion, and South Africa has got a lot of victories at Centurion, and it's going to be pretty bouncy, and also there's going to be a lot of swing available. And so as far as Pakistan are concerned, one has to look at the team composition. One can only say, as far as South Africa is concerned, they're absolutely strong. There's no Morne Morkel, so Rory Greenfield comes into the team. As far as Pakistan are concerned, what are they going to do? Because Irfan, whether Junaid Khan is going to play. If Junaid Khan is not going to play, who is the player who is going to play? Because there was a lot of criticism as far as Tanveer Ahmed was taken in the second test match, whether they are going to go with another new cap, Hassan Adil. That is going to be very interesting, because it's going to be a bouncy and pacey strip. Mohammad Irfan would be quite a handful on this pitch. He already showed glimpses in the debut test there, so it would be good to see how Mohammad Irfan bowls. But I'm sure whether Rahat Ali, I have a doubt whether Rahat Ali, they might be tempted to give Hassan Adil, the pace bowler, a chance. Whether they do that, and I'm told Hassan Adil is he's a seamer, so probably they might be tempted to give him a chance. Batting, the opening is the one which has to really flower, because the opening has been letting Pakistan down very badly. So Mohammad Hafiz and Nazir Jamshed have to really build up the foundation, but it's not going to be easy. As I said, it's a typical fast bowlers. It's a typical pace bowlers paradise, I would say. The Centurion. Azhar Ali, his technique will be tested there. Yunus Khan and Musbah ul Haq, with their experience, have to really get this Pakistan team out of a real, if it's a tight situation, they would definitely be needed. Asad Shafiq has shown his talent, and the bowling is looking good. Now, bowling for Saeed Ajmal, it would be an encouraging thing, because there will be a lot of bounce available. Umar Gul and Mohammad Irfan would share the new ball, and whether Hassan Adil gets an opportunity. My feeling is that Hassan Adil should be given an opportunity here. He's a rookie seamer, but Rahat Ali was not impressive in the first test match, so I would rather say that I would have Hassan Adil in the team. Or they could go for Abdul Rahman. Probably there's some bounce left arm spinner. There was some criticism that he was not there the second test, so probably they might be tempted to give Abdul Rahman a chance, so that he operates in tandem with Saeed Ajmal, and if he can get some bounce, he could be quite a handful. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share. As I said, there is one more one-day international, the first one-day international, which is coming up between West Indies and Zimbabwe. That is also coming up on 22nd February. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, on this note, I'm ending my cricket show for today, but let's all keep an eye on the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the first test match, which is starting between India and Australia at the Chepauk ground in Chennai. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today. See you all tomorrow with our first day's report on the Border Gavaskar Trophy. This is Ram returning you back to the studios. Thank you.